Hey guys, what's up? Joe. So I almost didn't make this video because nothing really interesting happened over the weekend for me, in the sense of me going to some event or random weird thing or anything like that. But there's something specific I did do that I wanted to share with you guys, and like I just feel like, I don't know, maybe it'll be relevant to you guys or maybe not. This is a combination of like just me sharing like some personal stuff about me, and also like kind of like a response to some comments I've been receiving. And in regards to like me and my girlfriend, you know, or my girlfriend appearing in my videos more, right? This topic kind of sparked from a conversation when I was having when I was playing with Rivethead. We're playing Deep Rock Galactic, and he mentioned that like since my girlfriend's been appearing more in my videos, it's been in particular when we're doing like movie reviews, like I don't know, I guess he said something in the lines of it shows that like there's no drama between me and her or something like that, right? And I kind of laughed because like, I mean, drama in the sense like we argue with each other, none of that shit, no. But has there been drama? Of course. I mean, we're human. We're a couple. I mean, we've been together for fucking over 10 years up to this point. Like 12 or 13 years, I think. I can't exactly. To be honest, like I kind of stopped counting, right? I'm like, fuck, I'm stuck with her. That's why I see it. So I kind of stopped counting. But I think what I want to bring up is a few things. Well, to begin with, over the weekend, like something what I did is simply I did a lot of research, right? I mean, we decided to stay home and like just like hang out and like, you know, spend some time together and all this stuff. Also another thing like I did on my free time being at home over the weekend is basically I wanted to like look up a few things, right? And that's basically paperwork that people that are not married should be a good idea to have like ready to go, right? Now me and my girlfriend we're not married, right? I'm not gonna spill the beans with our relationships or nothing like that. I'm never gonna do that, right? But I just like I want to like share a few things, right? Alright, like to begin with, yes, me and my girlfriend we've been together for over 10 years. Like I said, it's probably like 13 years by now. I honestly don't fucking know, to be honest. Like, but the thing with me and her is that like I remember one time we went to a meetup group event, you know, just in, you know, I'm trying to make some new friends and stuff like that. And someone asked us like how long we've been together and all this stuff, and like they themselves actually went through a separation or something like that, and the relationship didn't last for like, I don't know, 5 years or so, or maybe not that long. And like they asked like, oh, what's the secret? How do you guys been together for so long? And we kind of laughed, and my girlfriend was like, oh, we like each other. I don't know, the other girl kind of laughed about like yeah, well, I liked him too, or what, I don't know, it sounded like weird response, but like, yeah, I know it sounds dumb as shit, but like I think like for the most part, like when people get together, like from what I've seen, like from the people that like I've known personally, when like their relationships don't seem to last for whatever reason, for the most part, like when they get together, there's always like some form of a superficial thing, right? They just like them like overall physically, they like what that person can provide, they like what, I don't know, I'm saying for a guy, you have a good looking girl, be like, ha, look what I got, you know, that kind of shit, you know, that mentality. So it's kind of like, it's never really a fucking like, how can this person benefit your life kind of thing stance, right? It's completely different, right? Is this person really bringing peace to your life? Is this person like improving you in any way? Is this person influence you to encourage you in any positive way, right? My girlfriend, since day one, she's been very supportive of what I do, right? And like she's always been like a part of my videos in one way or another. We like did like little skits and all that. She always acted in my videos and stuff like that. And like, yeah, it's she's been great and she's been helpful, right? And she continues to be, right? Our relationship like it's not perfect. We fucked up a lot, you know, but we learned it as we grow, right? I mean, we're like fucking just barely in our early 30s when we started dating, you know, late 20s, like around there. And like we met in school, we started hanging out, you know, there was definitely some bumps in the road, but everything's fine. And like I'm very happy how things are going at the moment, right? And like now that we're both in our 40s, my state of mind completely changed. And then like, you know, we actually had a serious talk with each other. And I think one of the hardest things I learned about being in a relationship this long, especially once you reach like the 10-year mark in a relationship, is that like the person you were when you started dating is no longer the same. You know, after you reach like the 10-year mark, we're completely different people. You know, both her and I. It was uncomfortable, but we had a serious conversation. Okay, this is what I want for myself in this relationship. This is what I want to see happen more down the line, and this and that, and like obviously, you know, she like told me what, you know, her concerns were, what her thoughts are, and all that stuff like that. And like, you know, we just talked things out. And like, you know, if you don't know exactly what you want out of life, or if you don't know what you want out of a relationship, and if you don't have like the personality to be like, okay, this is what I want, and I'm not willing to move from this if like we cannot make this work, right? Meaning from your standards, your boundaries, or whatever. If the other person cannot like respect that, then that's it. And there's really no reason to continue the relationship, and that goes with anything, right? So I think that's basically what made our relationship work, is that like, you know, we both got to a point where we know what we want, and we both combined that to make this team work, which is what we are, a team, right? Do we still have like, you know, discussions here and there when we don't agree on certain things? Yeah, of course, you know, it's always gonna be like that. But we also made that into a discussion that like when we are upset or something, rather than talking at the moment, we're gonna like take some time to chill and then we'll bring it up, right? And we've done that, and things have been a lot better in between us, right? Me personally, this is something I brought to her up in early on in our, when I say early, I mean from the beginning of our fucking relationship, is that I don't want to get married. You know, I personally don't like the laws in regards to getting married. They don't make sense to me, and I speak as only a Californian, really. I don't know how it is in other states, right? But even though I love my girlfriend and I can see myself living the rest of my life with her, it's still in the back of my head, I think this is healthy, is that I know that the possibility that it can happen. I do have that state of mind where like I don't want to get completely married and be locked into a situation where like I cannot just walk away from, right? If for whatever reason we don't get along anymore and we just argue or just things don't work out, then we could just part our ways and then we'll have to deal with any of the other shit, right? That comes along with like the whole fucking legal bullshit of being married, right? So not knocking on anyone that is married. I mean, like, you know, I hope everything works out for you, but obviously, you know what goes into it, be prepared, and so on and so forth, right? I mean, there's a lot of legal shit that you gotta be careful with. And speaking of legal shit, since we're not married, there's something that I basically want to I've been looking into for us as a couple, because we've been together for so long, and like it's stuff that we didn't really think about until I started to like learn more about finances, right? I started to get into like understanding how money works, taxes, you know, a lot of that bullshit in this country, America, right? Because there's a lot of laws that we don't know about that can help you, right? That's the society that we live in. Everything's either done through paper or laws or lawyers. Just it's how it is, right? I made a list of stuff that I need to like look into and make paperwork for me and my girlfriend, right? And I just want to share that with you if you're in a situation with someone, or if you're like me that doesn't want to get married, but I do like being in a relationship. I do love my girlfriend and all that stuff like that, so I want to be sure that like we both are protected as we get older, right? Now that we both reach 40. The first one, and again, I'm not a lawyer, I'm still looking into this, but I mean, it's just like interesting to like talk about. Also, again, this is me as a Californian, so it might be different for you depending on what state you are or what country, right? But durable power of attorney. This document, basically what it does is that I can set up my girlfriend to basically be someone that's able to manage my finances if for whatever reason I was to be in a coma, if I can't make any decisions for myself, right? If I need to pay my bills or anything like that, she's able to like have access through my bank account and whatever, and be able to use my money to make whatever payment she needs, right? Or she's able to call the credit company on my behalf and say, hey, he's in a fucking coma, I can't do shit right now, so maybe freeze the account for a moment until he, you know, gets better or some shit like that, right? So that's basically what durable power of attorney is. Living wills. So a living will in California, basically, you know, if I was to like be, again, this is mainly when you're not able to make decisions on your own. If I was to be, you know, in a coma, in a vegetable state, if I want to like, you know, be stayed on, you know, life support or whatever. Also, to add to like the living wills, basically another thing you can do is basically something called an advanced healthcare directive, right? The advanced healthcare directive is basically puts, say in this case, my girlfriend like gives her like the decisions of what to do with me, right? It makes any medical decisions for me when I cannot make them for myself, right? Since I know my girlfriend has my best interest, then she can make choices like what kind of medications and practices or, you know, whatever to like, you know, keep me alive when I'm all fucking in a tied up to tubes and shit like that, breathing through a straw or whatever. So that's a, you know, advanced healthcare directive. Another thing that I looked into is called a last will and testament. This is just paperwork saying like what happens to my shit once I die, right? So like obviously, you know, usually again in California, from my understanding, if I was to die, then basically all my crap, my assets or whatever, like the state is gonna make an assumption of what to do with it, right? If I owe money or whatever, they're like, oh, this is ours. And also like, you know, since my parents, if I die before my parents do, then like they're like, hey, your son's dead, here's some of his shit, right? But my girlfriend probably is, you know, left out because, you know, we're not married, so, you know, she's not considered like a legal beneficiary of my crap, right? So that's basically what this last will and testament is. It's basically, you know, just write down, okay, what I want to do with my crap when I'm dead. So, you know, that just benefits her, right? And I guess the final one, or probably the main one, which is the domestic partnership agreement. Basically, you know, this just is a contract between me and my girlfriend, like saying like if we were to break up, then what happens with our stuff? How do we split it up? You know, just avoiding any illegal drama, right? You know, whatever reason we were to like get super mad at each other, and then at least, you know, everything is protected under this agreement that nothing's gonna get fucked with, everything gets split evenly or whatever, right? Make sure nothing gets fucking, I don't know, sold or destroyed or whatever, right? So it's all about being protected from each other in case shit goes bad. I don't know. That's like the list that I have at the moment with some of like the shit that I've been looking into over the weekend, right? So doing this shit, this paperwork, even though it may be uncomfortable at the moment because of the topic, where what to do if I was to die or whatever, but it's for our protection because unfortunately life can happen, right? And like that's basically what I'm trying to do. Now that we're 40, we're getting older. I just want to make sure all that is taken care of before more time passes by. And like this shit, all this document crap that I've been telling you about, I just want to make sure I have it done before we move, right? So that's my goal, and that's what I've been doing this weekend. Anyways, on a final note, I personally like this better than just overall getting married. I just personally don't like the overall laws and how things are decided when you're married. Like it's almost like you become one person under the government's eye. So like once you split up, it's like, all right, well, everything's split in half there from all the shit you guys been doing together. So I don't know, I don't like that. At least with this shit, we have the paperwork. It'd probably be more work, but at least like now we can sit down and we can actually decide on what's what and this and that. There's more protection from what I can see at the moment, right? But anyways, yeah, so that was my weekend. Hope you can learn something from this, right? And like, and to end the video, unfortunately, there's way too much angry men on the internet, going off saying like, don't get married and women destroy your life and shit like that. And like, to that, I just want to say I can understand. Unfortunately, a lot of guys can like, criticize women for having the Disney fantasy, but oh, they're gonna get the Prince of Charming, some guy in a shiny armor and a horse show up. But the funny thing is, like, men are also victims of that. Think of all these stories that you watch from Disney movies. There's always like a woman that's like stuck in a cabin in the middle of the woods and nobody touched her, to signify purity and virginity or whatever the fuck. Those days are done. That's not happening, right? Women are able to like take care of themselves, and they can, and they should, and that's fine with me. They can make their own money, they can make their own decisions, they can live the life that they want, and so on and so forth. And I feel like a lot of guys, they can't deal with that mentally. That fact that women are dating, they're enjoying their life however they want, and this and that, right? So the time comes that they actually start to commit with someone, they may have like a lot of retroactive jealousy of the kind of lifestyle that they had when they start, forming a relationship with that person, right? So to that, I say you need to deal with your own issues and your own terms and like look into that, because times have changed dramatically. And like, if I was to be that person where I got mad because my girlfriend dated a lot or whatever, or she has like a past or whatever the fuck, you want to worry about, then obviously our relationship would have ended a long time ago, right? But me being realistic how things are, and also just as important, me being honest with what I want from the relationship. And I think that's a problem with like some guys can have, is that they don't know what they want in a relationship besides a woman that takes care of the house and has kids, and that's it. Being honest with what you want in a relationship, being honest with the person that you're with and the kind of like stuff you want and the boundaries that you have, so on and so forth and all that. Not necessarily being a prick and setting like the rule of law. I'm just like saying being honest with each other, what you want out of it, and then the other person respects that and like is willing to like build something with you, you got something good going. And what do you want to fuck that up, right? I'm not a dating coach, so I'm not gonna get too into that. Don't be mad at women for living their life. That's all I have to say. Anyways, take care and peace.